I'm Gretchen Rubin, and this is The Happiness Project. The pigeon of discontent this week is one that I share. I don't have enough time to read for pleasure. Since I've started going back to university full-time and working full-time, I find all my time for reading is dominated by business documents and textbooks. I have so many books piled up, including Happier at Home, well, thank you, and it pains me to see them sitting there unread. I feel exactly the same way. I do a huge amount of reading for work, but I also want to have time to read for pleasure. And how do you make enough time to read given everything else that you have to do? And what I found really works for me is I have to schedule time to read. And for a long time I fought this because I felt like reading was just something that I would do whenever I had a minute or two and I could just sit down and read. But what I found is that over time, I just wasn't getting enough reading done. I felt like it was something that should happen spontaneously, but I wasn't spontaneously making room for it in my schedule. But it was something that was so important to me that I wanted to make sure that I had time for it. In fact, I have a friend who works in publishing, and he gets up at 5:30 in the morning to make sure that he can read for pleasure for at least an hour or an hour and a half every morning, because he has to do so much reading for his job that he says that unless he makes a special time in the morning, he's afraid that he won't have enough time to read for pleasure, and that's something that's really important to him. So the resolution is really set aside that time for pleasure reading. Put it on the calendar if it's important to you.